Have you ever noticed how one single thought can change your mood, your decision, even your entire future? What if the only thing standing between you and a better life is the way you think? Hello friends, today we are going to talk about a book that can change your life by changing your thinking. Think Straight, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life by Darius Foru. This book teaches us how our thoughts affect our lives and how we can lead a better life by changing our thoughts in the right direction. So let's understand each chapter of this book in detail and learn how we can live a successful life by keeping our thoughts straight. Stay with me till the end, because the last chapters reveal something most people ignore, and that ignorance quietly destroys their peace. Chapter 1. Your mind is a tool. Before we go deeper, ask yourself honestly, are you using your mind, or is your mind using you? In this first chapter, Darius Foru explains that our mind is like a tool. Just as we get good results by using a tool correctly, if we use our mind in the right direction, we can improve our lives. But if we don't use this tool correctly, our life becomes complicated. Foru says that our mind is very powerful, but sometimes we are not able to use it correctly. Our mind gets filled with overthinking, negativity, and unnecessary thoughts, which stop us from making the right decisions. Therefore, it is important that we treat our mind like a tool and use it in the right direction. In this chapter, Foru explains that if you want to simplify your life, first you have to simplify your thinking. That is, remove unnecessary thoughts and focus only on those thoughts that add value to your life. Because a cluttered mind creates a cluttered life. Chapter 2. Simplify your thoughts. Now think about this. How many unnecessary thoughts are occupying your mind right now? In this chapter, Darius Foru tells us that to simplify our life, we first have to simplify our thinking. Often, we collect unnecessary thoughts in our mind which affect our productivity and peace of mind. Foru says that we should simplify our thinking process so that we can make clear decisions. He says that the more clarity we have in our life, the more simple and stress-free our life will be. Therefore, it is important that we filter our thoughts and keep only those thoughts that take us in a positive direction. The main message of this chapter is that if you want a peaceful and successful life, you have to simplify your thinking. The more you simplify your thoughts, the more simple and happy your life will be. Clarity creates confidence. Confusion creates anxiety. Chapter 3. Let go of the past. Let me ask you something deeply personal. Are you still fighting battles that ended years ago? In this chapter, Foru explains how our past affects our present and future. Often, we carry our past experiences, failures, and regrets with us, which complicates our thinking. Foru says that if you want to improve your life, you have to let go of your past. We should learn from our past mistakes, but not let them dominate our present and future. Letting go of the past does not mean that we forget it, but rather that we should accept it and move on. The main focus of this chapter is that if you want a happy and successful life, you have to let go of your past and focus your thinking on the present and future, because you cannot build a new future while holding old pain. Chapter 4. Focus on the present. Here is a powerful truth. Most people miss life because they are either replaying yesterday or rehearsing tomorrow. In this chapter, Foru tells us how important it is to live in the present moment. Often, we either keep thinking about our past or keep planning about the future, but miss the present moment. Foru says that happiness and success are possible only when we fully experience the present moment. If we remain stuck in past regrets or future worries, we will not be able to enjoy our current life. Therefore, it is important that we train our mind to stay in the present moment and fully experience it. The message of this chapter is that to enjoy your life, you should stay in the present moment and fully experience it. The present moment is where your real power exists. Chapter 5. Control your thoughts. Now we enter one of the most important chapters, because if you master this, you master your life. In this chapter, Darius Foru explains that a lot in our life depends on how we control our thoughts. Often, we are under the control of our thoughts, but we should have control over our thoughts. Foru says that if you want to improve your life, first you have to learn to control your thoughts. He says that our thoughts shape our reality. Therefore, it is important that we focus on positive and constructive thoughts. The main focus of this chapter is that if you want a successful and peaceful life, you have to learn to control your thoughts and direct them in the right direction. Your thoughts are seeds. Your life is the harvest. Chapter 6. Develop self-awareness. Self-awareness is the beginning of transformation. In this chapter, Foru tells us how important it is to develop self-awareness. Self-awareness means being fully aware and engaged in our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors without any judgment. Foru says that self-awareness helps us understand our strengths and weaknesses and helps us understand how we can improve our lives. Self-awareness tells us which thoughts and behaviors are negatively impacting our life and how they can be changed. The main message of this chapter is that if you want a successful and fulfilled life, you should develop self-awareness and understand your thoughts and actions. Awareness leads to improvement. Ignorance leads to repetition. Chapter 7. Embrace positivity. Positivity is not pretending everything is perfect. It is choosing to focus on what empowers you. In this chapter, Darius Foru explains how big a role positivity plays in our life. Positivity not only improves our thinking, but also enhances our overall well-being. Foru says that we should always focus on positive thoughts and keep negative thoughts away. He says that positivity gives us the strength to face the challenges coming in our life and gives us a better perspective. The main focus of this chapter is that if you want a successful and happy life, you should embrace positivity and always encourage positive thoughts and actions in your life. Chapter 8. Avoid negativity. Now here is the uncomfortable truth. Negativity spreads faster than positivity. In this chapter, Foru explains how negativity can make our life complicated and stressful. Negativity not only affects our thoughts, but also impacts our relationships, career, and overall life. Foru says that we should keep negativity away from our life, whether it is in our thoughts, in the people around us, or in our environment. He says that negativity brings unnecessary stress and anxiety in our life, which becomes an obstacle to our happiness and success. The main message of this chapter is that if you want a peaceful and successful life, you should avoid negativity and promote positive influences in your life. Guard your mind like your most valuable asset, because it is. Continuing all remaining chapters in the same enhanced structure while preserving every line exactly. Chapter 9. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present. In this chapter, Darius Foru emphasizes gratitude. Gratitude is a feeling that promotes positivity and happiness in our life. Foru says that we should always be grateful for the things we have, whether they are small or big. Gratitude teaches us the value of our blessings and helps us maintain a positive mindset. The main focus of this chapter is that if you want a happy and fulfilling life, you should practice gratitude and be thankful for every small and big thing in your life. Chapter 10. Build mental resilience. Life will test you. That is guaranteed. The question is, will you grow or give up? In this chapter, Foru tells us how mental resilience can be developed and why it is important for our life. Mental resilience means the ability to face difficulties and have the strength to overcome them. Foru says that it is normal for challenges and setbacks to come in life, but if we are mentally resilient, we can handle these challenges better. Mental resilience gives us the ability to bounce back from failures and difficulties. The main message of this chapter is that if you want a successful and stress-free life, you should develop mental resilience and see challenges as opportunities. Chapter 11. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the bridge between awareness and peace. In this chapter, Foru talks about the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness means being fully aware and engaged in the present moment without any judgment. Foru says that mindfulness simplifies our thinking process and helps us stay stress-free. By practicing mindfulness, we can understand and manage our thoughts and feelings better. The main focus of this chapter is that if you want a peaceful and focused life, you should practice mindfulness and stay fully engaged in the present moment. Chapter 12. Learn to let go. Sometimes growth begins when attachment ends. In this chapter, Darius Foru explains how important letting go is, whether it is negative thoughts, past experiences, or anything that is hindering our progress. Letting go means giving up things that are not in our control and focusing on what we can control. Foru says that letting go clears our thinking and simplifies our life. When we let go of things that are complicating our life, we feel happier and more peaceful. The main message of this chapter is that if you want a peaceful and successful life, you should practice letting go and free your life from unnecessary things. Chapter 13. Find your purpose. Purpose gives direction to your energy. In this chapter, Foru tells us how important a role purpose plays in our life. Purpose, that is, the objective of life, is the driving force that motivates us to move forward in our life. Foru says that we should set a clear purpose in our life which helps us achieve our goals. Purpose gives meaning to our life and takes us in a clear direction. The main focus of this chapter is that if you want a fulfilling and successful life, you should set a clear purpose in your life and remain dedicated to achieving it. Chapter 14. Focus on what you can control. Worrying about what you cannot control is wasted energy. In this chapter, Foru explains that we should put our energy and focus on things that are in our control. Often, we get worried by thinking about things that are not in our control, and this brings unnecessary stress and anxiety in our life. Foru says that we should focus our thinking and actions on things that we can control, such as our thoughts, our habits, and our decisions. This brings clarity and peace in our life. The main message of this chapter is that if you want a stress-free and successful life, you should put your energy and focus on things that are in your control and let go of other things. Chapter 15. Prioritize your well-being. You cannot build a great life on a weak foundation. In this chapter, Darius Foru explains how important it is to prioritize well-being. Well-being means taking care of our physical, mental, and emotional health. Foru says that if we do not take care of our well-being, we will not be successful in our life. Foru says that we should put our health first, whether it is healthy eating, regular exercise, or proper sleep. Prioritizing well-being makes us feel more energetic and focused in our life. The main focus of this chapter is that if you want a successful and fulfilling life, you should prioritize your well-being and take full care of your health. Chapter 16. Create a positive environment. Environment silently shapes identity. In this chapter, Foru explains how much our environment influences our thinking in life. A positive environment means people, places, and activities that support us and take us in a positive direction. Foru says that we should create a positive environment in our life that inspires us and helps us grow. If we remain around people and situations that are negative, our thinking will also become negative. The main message of this chapter is that if you want a positive and successful life, you should create a positive environment in your life and avoid negativity. Chapter 17. Build strong relationships. Success feels empty without meaningful relationships. In this chapter, Darius Foru explains how important a role strong relationships play in our life. Strong relationships mean relationships that support us, inspire us, and help us grow. Foru says that we should build such relationships in our life that help us achieve our goals and motivate us. Strong relationships give us emotional support and bring positivity in our life. The main focus of this chapter is that if you want a successful and fulfilling life, you should build strong relationships in your life and nurture those relationships. Chapter 18. Stay consistent. Consistency beats intensity. In this chapter, Foru emphasizes the importance of consistency. Consistency means regularity and persistence, which are necessary to achieve any goal. Foru says that if you want to achieve any goal in your life, you have to be consistent, whether it is daily habits, way of working, or way of achieving anything in life. Consistency is important. The main message of this chapter is that if you want a successful and fulfilling life, you should remain consistent and keep working daily towards your goals. Chapter 19. Learn continuously, growth stops the moment learning stops. In this chapter, Furu explains how important continuous learning is in our life. Learning means knowing new things, understanding them, and increasing our knowledge. Furu says that learning is a never-ending process that plays a very big role in our growth. Furu says that we should always be ready to learn new things. Whether it is related to our career, personal development, or any new skill, continuous learning broadens our thinking and gives us new opportunities. The main focus of this chapter is that if you want a successful and fulfilling life, you should continuously learn and keep increasing your knowledge. Chapter 20. Reflect and evaluate. And now we reach the final chapter. Because growth without reflection leads to repetition. In this last chapter, Darius Furu explains how important self-reflection and evaluation are in our life. Reflection means reviewing our thoughts, actions, and experiences and learning from them. Furu says that we should regularly reflect and evaluate our life so that we can know whether we are going in the right direction or not. Reflection also tells us what changes we need to make and what actions we need to continue. The main message of this chapter is that if you want a successful and fulfilling life, you should regularly reflect and evaluate and take your life in the right direction. So friends, this was a detailed summary of Think Straight, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. This book has taught us how we can make our life better by keeping our thoughts in the right direction. If you liked this video, please like it, share it, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Your comments will help us become even better, so please give your opinion. Before you leave, ask yourself one final question. What thought will you change today? Because your life changes the moment your thinking changes.